I have the G3 Findr 94 backcountry touring skis. And this has been a ski that I've had a lot of experience with this past season. Danny has as well, although in a different width and length. G3 bills this as their mountaineering ski, which that word means a lot of different things to different people. I'll say for me, it has become kind of the objective ski, meaning this is the ski that I took on the South Sister. This is the ski I took on the Middle Teton to ski, and both had very, very difficult and varied conditions. Everything from bulletproof, death cookie, steep sections, some soft snow, some wet snow, some, I guess you could call it powder. And that's one thing I love about these skis is they are versatile and they handle all conditions very well. Of note, on the Middle Teton, there was even a section of incredibly horrendous snow that Matt and Danny decided to boot pack down, and I ended up skiing this section, and I was the only one on the G3 Findr 94s. So it could have been courage or skill, but we won't rule out the fact that it was just the skis that got me down. It is a somewhat traditional shaped ski. It does have some early rise, but it's not like a super, what would I call it? You know, super rockered ski. Has some camber, slight rise in the tail. And for me, this ski has just felt solid. And that's why I've taken it on some of the bigger, longer objectives. And we've started calling the G3 Finders our volcano skis, because that seems pretty typical that we find very different variable conditions on all these volcanoes we've been skiing. And it's nice to have a ski that's light enough that it's not weighing you down, but it's solid enough that you're not worried about getting, you know, boxed in a corner with some horrible snow and being on your lightweight carbon toothpicks and hating life. I have the Solomon MTN binding, exactly the same binding as the Atomic Backland. These skis weigh 7.5 pounds, and that's in a 172 centimeter length. I've not felt like these skis have been planky. I've only felt that they've been solid, and they've been my go-to skis when I don't know what else to take. And this is coming from someone who obsesses the night before a ski tour over what equipment, what layers, you know, I'm going to take out. And if all else fails, I can always grab these skis because I know that they're not going to be too heavy, meaning they're going to be light enough for as big a day as we might end up going out on. They'll handle whatever conditions we find, whether it's powder, whether it's hard pack. I wouldn't say I get home and I think, wow, these skis were awesome in the powder. These skis were awesome at something. They're more skis that just kind of disappear and I don't have to think about. And that's one reason, again, that I love them, is because I don't have to think about how to ski them. I don't have to worry about what I'm skiing in them. I can just put them on and ski. For this ski, I paired it most often with the Traverse Carbon, which we've talked about before. I feel like this boot is great on those long distance missions, has a great walk mode, and just kind of naturally, this boot naturally just kind of pairs with this type of setup. Again, on the lighter side probably for most, but it's enough boot to give me confidence in whatever conditions I encounter. But again, the Findr 94, it comes in a skinnier, I think an 86 and a 102. Danny skied the 102. I think his findings have been pretty much the same, just in a wider platform. It skis all conditions very well, but obviously being wider, it does better in the powder. But I've really enjoyed it. This ski is actually from, I think, 2 years ago. The year after, they just updated graphics, and then the latest version, the only change is they added some magnetic contact points so that you can do away with the volet strap, which sounds a little gimmicky, just having magnets hold it together, until you're on a steep face somewhere, taking your skis off and putting them in your pack, or mounting them or sliding them through your ski sling on your backpack, and just not having to fiddle around with a volet strap with frozen hands is a thing of beauty. I was very jealous when we were out and Danny would take his skis off and they would go click and he would stow them, and I'd be doing this type of thing for an extra 90 seconds. So take that into account, but you might be able to find these at a steal of a deal, and you'll have to decide for yourself whether magnets are worth the money.